Welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel every day in the month of October. It chooses the horror movie and they discuss it. Today we're talking about 1987's A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors, which was directed by Chuck Russell. I'm your co-host Alec.
I'm Eric.
And welcome to prime time, bitch!
I actually just got really excited the second you said Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Ooh, this is like the best sequel of a slasher movie. It's a big statement, but
Oh, it is one of them, man. This is a great take, new angle. They pivoted the story perfectly. It's fun. It's scary. It checks off every box ever. And it's so beyond creative. It's so creative.
yeah, it does every single thing a sequel movie should do, where it like expands on the lore, it brings back characters that you know and like, it adds creativity to the things that brought you there, like those kills they're even better. Freddy's character's more developed.
Expands.
Yeah, dude, it's oh man, like no disrespect to Freddy 2, Freddy's Revenge. Like it's good, it's a different direction, but this one, whoo. Every
Yeah.
sequel should want to be this kind of movie.
This is better than 2. Even though 2 is great, but this is better than 2.
This is probably on par with the first one, I think.
In a different way, yeah.
Yeah, the first one had to introduce the characters, had to explain, what the hell is going on. This one's like, all right, we're all on board. We know what's going on. Let's crank these kills up to 11, bring back the characters. Yeah, dude. Oh,
I just like the idea that the last of the Elm Street kids. It's like a New Kids on the Block band. They're the last of the Elm Street kids.
right. Yeah, and they're all somehow in this like a mass psychosis or something like that. Like all of them are experiencing the same terrible thing at once.
Yeah, and so they're in some kind of psych ward.
Right. And dude, really quick, it's pretty interesting. The psych ward, Wesson and Hypnosil both come back in Freddy vs. Jason.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So dude, remember in Freddy vs. Jason, they have to go to that psych ward where they break out, where the lead
Yeah, they break out the front. Yeah,
dude,
that's sick.
that's this place. And the
Okay.
drug that they're taking, the dream suppressant is Hypnosil, the thing that they inject.
Hypnosil, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, damn, dude,
I forgot about that. That's a nice nod.
yeah, so it was cool that they took that. But yeah, man, this one, whew, some of the best kills of the franchise. Just,
I think the best is the marionette vein thing.
oh my, as a kid, man,
Brutal. Oh, I can't look at it still. It's so good.
it was like the thing that made me afraid of like everything when I was a kid and I saw that. I was like, wait, like his veins from his arms? Like that was so scary, dude.
Terrifying. It is brutal to imagine that.
Oh my,
Uh,
his feet and then his arms, and it's like, and that's what I love about this movie. It's like they set up every character where it's like, okay, he has marionette puppets, so now he's gonna die like that. The other guy's like a wizard, Dungeons and Dragons guy, he's gonna die like that. The other girl wants to be an actress, she's gonna get killed by the TV set. I was like, this movie
yeah.
is amazing.
I love all the kills. The kills are great.
Yeah, man. Do you have a favorite?
Oh, the marionette kill is the best. But I do like the TV kill.
Oh,
The mute kid, his death is pretty crazy.
Joey. Joey doesn't
Yeah,
die.
poor Joey. Oh yeah, he doesn't die, but his scene with the nurse and everything. I totally forgot there was nudity in this movie. I was like, oh, this is in this movie. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
wow, all right, like
Oh yeah.
totally taken aback. Like, oh, it was like a nice, pleasant surprise, but like,
Oh,
like,
you like fan yourself. You're like, oh, I didn't realize. Oh, it's getting a little sweaty in here.
okay, little third quarter action. Like it was like almost the movie was almost over. It's like, oh, okay, was not expecting that, but okay.
That was nice. That's nice. Yeah.
That's a pleasant surprise.
Oh
Like,
my god, that's hilarious.
oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, dude. That kill, the marionette kill, is great, but I think the TV one, that one,
Yeah, that's all time.
I can watch
Greatest.
that kill like 100 times over, dude. Like where his head comes out of the TV and it like perfectly suction cups to his head. I'm like, this is.
How'd they do that?
Oh
It's
my
so
god,
good.
it looks so good, dude.
Like poor what's his name? Robert Englund. Like after that, he's like, I can't breathe. Like they go like, oh, get Robert out of that.
Dude, I love that though, because yeah, it literally looks like the air gets like perfectly suctioned on his face. He's got the antennas in, and then he says the line, which is like it just like,
It takes Freddy to another level.
yeah.
I don't remember him like taglining bitch that much.
Y-
Like in the other movies. Like yeah, he does say bitch in the first one.
Yeah, well, he also because he carves through I think it's, like, Joey's stomach where he's like, "Come and get him, bitch," or something like
Yeah,
that.
but this is like, but the, yeah, it brings the scary Terry from Rick and Morty out.
Yeah.
Like that. This is like, hey, welcome to prime time, bitch. This is
Oh,
my nightmare, bitch. It's like, when did he start like with this bitch thing?
yeah,
Like everything became that.
he likes saying bitch, yeah. But
Come and get him, bitch. Like, okay.
I like but the line, dude, where he's like, "This is it, Jennifer, your big break in television," and he just kills her, and I'm like, "Oh, he's
Just jams
fucked."
her head and yeah, yeah.
He knows what she wants, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking, like, take your dream away from you right as I kill you." It's like, oh, it's messed up.
Yeah, I mean, that scene's awesome, but I like when they're all, like, around and, like, showing off their powers, like, "I'm super strong. I'm a badass girl with blades." And the wizard kid, like, "I'm a wizard," and, like, makes a butterfly. I'm like, "Oh, Freddy is going to ruin your day, kid." Like, oh boy. I cannot wait for this wizard kid to meet Freddy.
Oh my god, the McLovin before McLovin kid?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god, yeah, I feel bad for him, he stood no chance, like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, he's in a wheelchair and he's also playing Dungeons and Dragons, and like no one wants to play. Clearly, it's like, come on, it's really fun.
Oh my
I just
god.
feel bad. I feel bad for him,
Dude, even in his
but
dream, he sucks, like, he's just like, "I'm the king of, like, Lazador," and also he's like, "Alright," Freddy's like,
I'm like, Freddy is going to ruin you.
"Back in the saddle again, bitch," and then just, like, throws him in his wheelchair, it explodes, you're like, "Ah, that guy, he
Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough.
never stood a chance."
Yeah, Freddy. Oof. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, I don't like Dungeons and Dragons.
To move into the movie a little bit, so it kind of starts off with Patricia Arquette. So we get introduced to like an Academy Award winning actress in her first role ever, which is kind of cool. It's another famous actor that started in horror, which I love.
That is pretty cool. And to think that her brother too is also in Scream, and that's kind of like a horror legacy.
I know. And then her sister's in Wedding Singer.
If really.
She's George from Wedding Singer.
That's right. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole family is a bunch of actors, which is really cool. But yeah, so she's great in this. I think her scream is just like
It's good. It's good.
yeah, she's got a great scream. She definitely kinda pulls a little bit from what I like to call the Kristen Stewart book of acting, where it's
Like
like
the constipated face. Mm,
no, but it
yeah,
almost
I'm
kinda seemed
sure.
like almost like really like, I don't even know, like, I don't even wanna, like, be here really, but I'm just, like, here and I'm talking and, like, people are
Yeah,
listening.
like, I wonder if I'm pregnant. Like, am I pregnant? Like, kinda has that, like, face all the time. Like,
Right.
always questioning, always like, "Huh."
Yeah, so, I mean, I think Patricia Arquette has a little bit more spunk to her. I mean, she's doing backflips and she screams a lot, but yeah, there was a lot of scenes where I was like, "Huh, she reminds me of Kristen Stewart kinda."
I get that. I get that vibe.
Yeah.
Also, Larry Fishburne is in this movie. They introduced him as Larry in the credits. Did you see that?
I
I'm like,
know.
who the hell is Larry Fishburne?
Well, he's been in a few movies before this, like, he was in Apocalypse Now, I remember him from that,
Right, right, yeah.
Gunner on the boat, but
He was great in this. I love this character.
dude, I was
Like the good cop, like, "I'm the good nurse. I'm here to help you."
yeah, he's like, "Alright, come on, guys, lights out." He's like, "But after you spin your dice one more time, don't worry about it, like, I got you." But
Like, "You didn't see me," kinda, like,
yeah.
walks in, like, shuts the TV off. It's like, "Come on, I wanna watch this." Like, "I'm gonna get fired, but alright."
Well,
Like,
dude, that's the one scene I wanted to bring up too with Lawrence Fishburne. He tells Jennifer, he's like, "All right, like fuck it, you can watch your stupid Dick Cavett show, like enjoy it." And then 10 seconds later comes back in and her head's through the TV. So he's probably just like, "God damn it."
"This is why we have lights out.
Yeah,
This is why we have lights
that's what
out."
he says
Like,
to himself like before it cuts, like, "This is why we have lights out." And then all of a sudden
yeah, well, it's brutal that that girl too was burning herself with cigarettes to just stay awake. It's like,
Oh,
damn,
come
that's how you
on.
gotta stay awake?
I know. I was like,
There's so many, just slap your face a little bit, splash some water, you don't have to burn yourself.
stand up, like just stand up.
And it also didn't seem like it was worth it. Like, she burned herself and, like, 4 seconds later was nodding again. I was like, "That was totally not worth
I
it
know.
to do that."
I know.
But
Or, like, burn, like, the bottom of your foot or something if you have to do that.
right on your arm, like,
Yeah,
up, like, the forearm. Like, how?
yeah. But, alright, so, yeah, so then we get to the hospital, we meet Patricia oh, no, Patricia gets with her mom. So, yeah, so
Well, she's getting brought into the hospital, and then she starts going crazy, and then the rhyme,
wait,
the
no,
song,
before that, dude, before that, even when she wakes up for the dream and she's in like, her mom comes home
the
from
dollhouse.
or the mom coming home from the date, like, that whole thing.
Oh, no, she brought someone home, and she's like, "Keep it down, like, I'm with him tonight." And it's like, "Alright," like
Right. I just wanna be like, "Damn, dude, the Elm Street parents are assholes." Like, they're all
yeah, all are terrible people.
yeah, like, even in the first one, like, Nancy's mom is kinda just like a drunk who doesn't really care about I mean, she cares about her daughter, but I don't know.
Well, because they live with the fact that they burned Freddy alive.
But not like this person's mom, or not, Patricia Arquette's mom, right?
I think no, I think so. I think this is really 2 years, 3 years after Nancy, so
Yeah. Huh.
I think that's what it's going for. So it's like, yeah, that could definitely be she's an Elm Street kid, and her mom was one of the people that killed Freddy.
Huh. Yeah. She's a terrible mom, though. She's like, "I have company. Like, get over it." She's like,
I was
"Okay."
like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, and then so it makes it look like she cuts her wrists, and then they send her off to the hospital, and that's basically where the movie starts.
Yeah, and then it goes into that cheesy rhyme part where, like, Nancy, the big reveal, she's back,
Yep, I know,
right?
and she kept her hair.
No, they gave her the rogue hair, yeah. They
Yeah,
gave her that back from, like, when she was in the I'm like, "Oh my god,
I know.
fan service."
It's fan service, but it's also like, maybe it's a reminder that every time she looks in the mirror that, like
Yeah, it's her battle scar, like,
yeah,
she beat Freddy, like, she knows. She's a tough bitch.
but it's been years, so it's like every time she goes to the hairdresser, they're like, "So do you want us to, like, get rid of this?" She's like, "No,
No,
leave it." It's like, "Okay,
yeah.
okay."
I dig the rogue look, though, I dig that look.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
cool.
No, yeah, it definitely makes her look like she's been through some shit. But, yeah, so she's a grad school student, and it's like, "I don't want some hotshot grad school student coming in here telling me my business," and that's Nancy, and you're like, "Oh," and they
Yeah, and she was a senior in high school, so it's gotta be like, okay, so this may be 5 years later or
yeah,
something, right? Like
yeah, if she's in grad school, then, yeah, probably, unless she's yeah, but so then we get them the doctor starts to believe Nancy. You also get, like, the she looks like Nurse Ratched from One Flew Over Cuckoo's Nest. Look
yeah, I got that. I picked that up too.
look
They can give it, like, a superior look.
Yeah, I looked her up, it's not that actress. She was actually in a Twilight Zone movie. She's the nurse at the, old person's home.
Oh, wow, okay, we just did that
I
too,
know.
so that's kinda cool. Look at that.
Uh,
Look at how all these movies are just connected,
I
you
know.
know?
So oh, and,
It's
guess
just one big happy wheel of horror.
it really is, Eric. But guess what else? That woman is still alive, dude.
Holy god, how old is she?
She is 97.
Oh, wow, good God bless.
Yeah.
Good for her.
So,
Freddie not messing with her, man.
dude, 97? So,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Good for her, she's still kicking, but yeah, so we get to the hospital, she doesn't like that Nancy's here teaching that the other doctor, like, kinda how it works, like, how, like, "Hey, they can pull people into dreams, Freddy's real, this is all actually happening because of Freddy, these people are not schizophrenic, they're not going crazy, this is what's happening," and the doctor starts to believe her.
And it is believable too because, like, you're in grad school, you're still staying local, you wanna get into psych board stuff because, like, you wanna help people like you. So it all kind of makes sense, and it's local, so she knows, so it's like, "Huh,
Mhm.
kinda the story's really good," you know? It's a good way to bring Nancy back.
Well, guess who wrote the story?
Who?
Wes Craven,
There you go.
and the guy that wrote Shawshank Redemption and The Green
Jeez,
Mile.
alright.
Yeah, so this guy, was it Frank Darabont, I think is his name? Yeah,
Mm,
Frank Darabont.
Walking Dead.
Yep, exactly. So he did Walking Dead. So dude, this is one of his first movies. He also wrote The Blob, the remake.
Yeah. Yeah, the screenplay because he didn't write Green Mile, that was Stephen King.
No, yeah, but he did
You mean
the
like the screenplays, yeah.
yes. So he did the film adaptations of The Shawshank Redemption and The Green Mile and The Mist, which is a
Yeah,
great movie.
fantastic. All of those.
So you got Wes Craven coming back to be like, "All right, here's my take on where the story would go." Then you've got a really great screenwriter, and I was like, "Okay, this is like what it needed." It needed that John Carpenter Halloween, but also
Yeah,
like
it needed its, like, jack, its queen, its ace. It needed all the cards, Like, it got them.
yeah, it has and I guess Wes Craven he's like, "You gotta bring back Nancy." He's like,
Yeah,
because
that bands back together, it has to happen,
yeah, because
yeah.
he's like, "Look at the Halloween franchise, like, what makes people wanna see is like Laurie."
The
Like
character,
right,
yeah.
so you bring back the character, and then you've also got Fred Krueger, which is, like, the best, and Robert Englund playing him again, and you're like, "Okay, dude, Robert Englund must have been like, 'Okay, I'm set. Like, this is it. This is what I've been working towards. I finally got what I wanted.' Like, a
Yeah.
character that is larger than life, and I get to grow with and is popular."
Just a pure '80s icon, like, straight up, like, '80s like, when you think of '80s, it's like Alf, Freddy Krueger, like, he's up there, dude.
Oh, absolutely. No, yeah, there's no question. He is Yeah, Fred Krueger is the '80s. I love him. So then we get to meet all these kids, which is really cool because it's like the first one, they're fine. Like Johnny Depp and Tina and all of them, they're cool, but they don't have like these distinctive character personalities like this one does. You
Yeah,
know?
they make some. They're all like B personalities. When there's like Patricia Arquette and Nancy, they're like A personalities, like stars.
But you know what I mean? Where it's like Kincaid's kinda like, the tough guy who runs his mouth. Well, I guess it's kinda like the leather jacket guy from the first one, but then you've got the nerdy kid, then you've got the marionette guy, and then you've got the drug addict girl. Like, I don't know, they all have something that defines them.
Yeah, they're good characters, and then they kind of work together and they learn about Patricia Arquette's power and how she can kind of control her dreams, which is so cool. It's a good concept. It's like what's that called when you have like I forgot what it's called. Isn't there like a thing where you can control your dreams? What that's
It's
called?
like lucid dreaming.
Lucid dreaming. That's it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and they do kinda go into that, in this movie, especially, yeah, with Patricia Arquette's character. It's cool, yeah, because like, there's a one scene where Nancy comes back, and she's like, "Alright, wake up, wake up, wake up," and, like, right as the worm is, like, breaking through the door, or the snake, Freddy, or whatever, and they're like, wake up," and she does have the ability to do it once somebody else makes her aware, "This is 100% a dream, let's go," like, sort of thing. So,
yeah.
really cool, but dude, that snake shot with Freddy, oh my god.
Awesome. Holy shit.
Dude, she walks into the room starts like, the walls start exploding, and you're like, "This is real, this is not CGI." So you're like, "Holy shit, how do they do that?" Then she gets busted up through the floor, slammed down on the floor by a huge snake, and then starts eating her. I'm like, "This is amazing." Like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah. It's like it's like Beetlejuice didn't even do it as good as this. Like this is so good.
this is before Beetlejuice too.
Right, right, exactly.
But it's like, yeah, dude, like, it looks so good, it's so scary, and then you get Nancy coming back, and then you get the Snake Freddy recognizing Nancy, and it's like, "You."
You're back.
Yeah, and you're just like, "Oh," and yeah, Nancy's like, "Oh my god, like, holy fuck, he's not dead."
This is bad.
Oh my god, I love it, dude. It's amazing.
I actually wouldn't hate to rewatch this tonight. Like I love this movie. It's so much fun.
It's on HBO Max right now. You can
Yeah, that dude, I was so mad. I have it on DVD and then DVD wasn't working. And I'm like, God damn it, I don't want to pay Jeff Bezos another $3 to rent this. And thankfully I have HBO Max, so that was great.
Yeah, dude, that was no, so good. But then, all right, so they're at the house. Nancy then now figures out, like, okay, it is Freddy.
But then the real world starts coming in and it's like, hey, you gotta not do this with these kids. Like they're dying because of you. And it's like, well, we're doing something with our job, but we're doing dream stuff and
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing, it's like, if they could just show that Nurse Ratched lady, be like, "Hey, like, just try this with us once, and you'll understand what's going on," but she's very reserved, and she doesn't wanna do it, and
Yeah.
then they start dying too, like, the kids start dying quick.
Really quick. Yeah, so it's like enough of this, and you're fired or suspended,
Yeah.
and then they what happened? Then they go to see her. Oh, then they get visited by the woman.
Yeah. Freddy's mom, dude.
Right. That was
Ooh.
something else.
Oh my god. Alright, dude, that whole scene, I'm like, if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but I feel like that's all Wes Craven. Like, he was just, like, the bastard son of 100 maniacs, like, that is Wes Craven's brain, I feel like.
That's dark. It's dark. So Freddie is the son of a young woman on the hospital staff who was accidentally locked in a room with hundreds of mental patients who just raped her continually. And the idea of this movie, it's I mean, first of all, that's like, whoa, okay, who thinks of that? That's
Mhm.
terrifying. But that's Freddie, how Freddie came to be. And the only way to stop Freddie is to lay his bones to rest, I think is the word they used. You need to lay his bones to rest.
Dude, okay, so really quick, just a little bit more about this. It adds such another layer to it where it's like she's a nun. So she's like, because you'd think, like, listen, anybody that gets raped by 100 murderers and people like that, like, they're gonna have an abortion. But she's a Catholic nun who's like, I really believe that, like, abortion's wrong, sort of thing. So she keeps this kid, like, that adds a whole nother layer to it. It's also over the holidays. So it's like she got locked in there, like, over Christmas. So it's just like, this is so messed up on so many levels, and that's what makes Freddy such an interesting character. He was
Right.
born evil, in the most yes, yeah, it's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, and then so the next thing we do, it's terribly messed up, but the next thing is they need to find his bones. Who would know where the bones are?
Ah,
Obviously, Nancy's mom is dead. We see her get sucked through the window at the end,
mhm.
which they don't do a good answer like of that whole ending and whatnot, but we assume Freddy's still out there at the end of the movie.
She does say, she's like, "My mom died in her sleep." That's what she says
Yeah.
in this movie. She's like, "My mom died a few years ago in her sleep. My dad is still, like, a drunk guy that hangs out at bar."
Yeah, and then cut to we go to see the dad, and the dad's just drinking at the bar like he's been there for years,
Mhm.
and still in his, like, cop uniform. It's like, "You
No,
don't go to the"
he's
what?
he's a security guard now.
Oh, I thought that was his cop oh, he's a security guard, right, yeah.
So you're like, "Oh, no, what happened?" So he's like a
Yeah,
drunk security guard now.
classic. We were drunk security guards too at one time.
It's true, we were. We were. But yeah, so but you're right, so they come and they talk to him, and he's like, "Oh, I know where those that son of a bitch's his body parts are." But, oh, that's the other thing. So in the first one, the gloves are in Nancy's basement in the furnace, right? So that means that they took the bones, put it in some junkyard, remembered it was in, like, an old Cadillac, and they're like, "Well, what should we do with the glove?" It's like, let's take it back to my house." And they
Yeah, well, also, like, the junkyard, like, who's to say, like, that car wouldn't be eventually incinerated?
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. So, like, at one point, was Freddy just randomly gonna be, like, killing somebody and be like, "What the fuck?" And all of a sudden his car is getting crushed, and he's like,
Is it
"No!"
just going in an incinerator? It's like, "No, my bones."
Yeah. So, like, very lucky that that car didn't get destroyed in those few years. But then so that's the other thing. This kind of makes it seem like Freddy has the ability to come back into the real world, possess his bones, and turn it into, like, skeletons from Clash of the Titans, and then kills John Saxton. You're like, no.
"No, not John Saxon, no, he's a great character, no."
Yeah. And then I love when he dies, he, like, floats in on, like, sparkles, and he's just like, "Nancy." He's like, "I gotta cross over, kid. Like, I'm sorry."
Yeah. That was cool. I mean, but it adds so much depth, like, oh, we're losing, like, main characters in this movie too, so it adds to the movie, I think.
Well, that's the thing, man. I don't think they should have killed Nancy.
No.
Or if they're gonna kill Nancy, then you better make sure that Patricia Arquette is on board for the next one, which she was not.
Yep. Yep.
So, they bring her character back, but it's a new actress, and you're like, "Ah, this is not gonna work."
They do find a way to get Nancy back, though. What's a New Nightmare eventually?
And that's probably the smartest thing they could have done is to, like, meta.
Like, bring it into the real world,
Yeah,
like
I love New Nightmare. So, basically, for me, it's like 3 and 1 are very close. Like, they're very hard for me to choose which one I like more, and then New Nightmare is, like, 3 right there.
yeah, yeah. New Nightmare's like 3 for me too. That's it.
Yeah, and then definitely, dude, I'm a huge Freddy vs. Jason guy. Like,
Oh yeah, no, it was good. It was fun. They did a great job with it. I
I
wouldn't say it's
mean,
great,
no.
but it's cool for like the early 2000s for that movie to exist.
Yeah, Robert Englund being back, like, that makes it such a big deal for me, and also, I think that, that one scene when eventually we should cover Freddy vs. Jason, but the one scene on the dock where he looks like the devil, like, that's to me, like, the scariest Freddy I've ever seen is in Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, no, they do a great job making the fear factor become a real thing again. And we also should do Jason X eventually, just to
Hell
have
yeah.
fun, dude. That movie is nuts.
Hell yeah, dude.
That movie is a movie on acid that is it's just from the beginning. It's nuts.
Oh, yeah, dude, come on, anything that came out from, like, 2000 to, like, 2004, like, I'm 100% down. 'Cause, dude, we watched that on pay-per-view and, like, any like, Ghost Ship, remember Ghost Ship?
Oh my god, dude, stop.
Should
Stop.
watch Ghost Ship.
Ghost Ship. Let's watch Ghost Ship. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. But, yeah, I love the Nightmare on Elm Street series. I think that this movie really cemented it as, like, "Okay, we're gonna start taking Freddy in a goofier direction," but this one kept it reeled in. You know,
Yeah.
it was goofier than the first one, but not off the rails like it gets in, like, the 5th and 6th one.
Yeah, and the kills are great. Like even when he's gonna nail the girl with the hypnosis drug thing, and like the veins are like opening up or whatever.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
oh, that was so like I was just picturing that. Ugh.
Oh, dude, that shot too, such an iconic shot of him with the needles for hands, like, I'm like, that's cemented into my brain.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, the movie's great. The movie's great.
Also, guess who does the music for this?
Who?
The boy Angelo Badalamenti, the guy who did all of Twin Peaks.
Yeah, that's your boy, dude. You
Oh,
love Twin Peaks.
yeah, this one, the music in this is hit or miss for me. There's a couple times where I'm like, "This is really good," and there's some other times where I'm like, "It sounds like a '90s, soap opera." But, dude, Angelo Badalamenti, he does all of David Lynch's movies, all of Twin Peaks, anything he does, I'm on board for. He's done another movie that we've covered, I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but he's no stranger to horror, I know that.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Yeah, I didn't really focus in on the music this time. I'll be sure to do that next time because it feels so dream sequency. It's hard to think of the music.
Yeah.
But one scene I do love. Do you remember when he's like stealing the cross? Not stealing the cross, borrowing the cross,
Yes.
and he like gives the priest his like driver's license. Like, I will return it. Here's my driver's license. I love that our driver's license is like, this is 100% guaranteed. I'm coming back for this.
Well, unless the priest looked at it, he's like, "Hey, this is expired." And he's like, "Ha ha ha."
Oh, right, with that. But like, it's like, I'm giving you this as like a, I'm coming back because no one wants to go to the DMV and get another one of these. So this, I'm coming to bring this back.
Right. I mean, yeah, because it's more valuable than money. Because 'cause you're like, "I fucking need this."
Do you know how inconvenient it is to go to the DMV? Like, I will bring it back.
Every time I drive, the thought of getting pulled over and having to explain what's going on, yeah, no.
That's what Blockbuster needed to do. It's like, you want to rent a movie? You know what you got to give us? It's like, you're gonna bring this back
Oh my god.
on time, on time.
And people would then. But I love that scene too, dude, because John Saxon, first of all, just drinking a pint of, like, bourbon while he's driving after leaving the bar, where I'm like, "Wow."
Yeah, and his daughter. Is he driving his daughter in that scene too?
No, it's
No, he's just with the doctor or whatever.
regardless, he shouldn't even be doing that alone or with anybody,
I
but
think with his daughter in the back would make it. It's a little worse, but no.
yeah, but still, anyway, so he gets to the place, and then the doctor takes the bottle from him and pours it out. What if he wasn't drinking that bottle? How is he gonna get the holy water?
You can make a little cup out of a piece of paper like Garth in Wayne's World.
Yeah, that would've
Like,
lasted.
you want to spew into this.
Yeah. But I do love, though, the way that the holy water hitting the skeleton, like, makes it, like, blow out light.
Makes Freddy like die. Yeah.
Dude, that because in the first one, it's like Nancy just like, "You're not real," and, like, turns her back, and he's like, "Ah," and he just disappears.
Ah la la, ah la la, ah la la,
Yeah.
you're not real. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, like a little kid. But then in this one, they throw the holy water on him, and I'm like, "Oh, that makes sense." And his, like, body's
yeah.
you've seen the 4th one, right?
Oh, well, I haven't seen it in years, but what? What are you gonna say?
Do you remember how Freddy comes back from the grave in that one?
Please tell me.
Oh my god, it's so bad.
Is
So
his bones? They bring his bones into it?
dude, yes. Alright, so they bury his bones in this one, and, at in the beginning of the 4th one, a little dog runs up to his bones in the grave and starts to pee on them, and then all of a sudden the pee turns to fire, and then all of a sudden Freddy's back.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, so the dog like,
I I don't know.
what's the word? It's like it makes it like sacrilegious, like, and pees on it again. And what the fuck?
Yeah, so this little dog just pisses on it, the fire immediately, like, lights on or the piss lights on fire like it's gasoline, and all of a sudden he's like, "Bruh," he's like, "I'm back, bitches."
I'm back, bitch.
Yeah.
Thanks for the piss.
That's exactly where the series is like, "Okay, now we're entering Crazy Town. Let's go."
Yeah. Well, that's when you go when you go to see that movie in theaters. You're like, oh, this is where we're going with this movie. It's just gonna be nuts.
Yeah, yeah. No, there, dude, I it sucks because I've seen documentaries on this one, and I wanted to watch one before this, but I fell asleep last night. But I'll never forget. There's one thing. Every single male actor on this was just like, yeah, everybody was like obsessed with Patricia Arquette, like all of us, like we were all in love with her. And it's like, man, yeah, like everybody, like.
Like they say, like she's the best thing since sliced bread.
I
She's
mean,
amazing.
it's funny. They cut to like
Like, did they have the hots for
yeah,
her, or were they?
yeah.
Oh, so they were in like love with
Yeah,
her.
like, they
Okay.
cut to all the guys, it's like, I don't know what it was, man. It's like everybody was obsessed with it, though.
What is this documentary? Is that the '80s one you told me to watch a while ago?
Yeah, it's called Never Sleep Again: The Elm Street Legacy. It's, like, 4 hours long, totally worth it, though.
Wasn't there an '80s documentary? You're like, you have to watch
Yes,
this or
so
something. What was that? Do you remember what that was called?
there's one, it's amazing, it's called In Search of Darkness, okay?
In Search of
You
Darkness.
have to see this if you like '80s horror movies. So what it does is it goes year by year from 1980 to 1989, and it just covers like, maybe 5 minutes on each film of that year. It's like 4.5 hours long, but it is addictive. You can't stop watching it.
Really? Okay, I might watch that tonight.
There's 3 parts. So they released the first one, and then now there's a In Search of Darkness 2, and the Search of Darkness 3 is coming out soon.
Sick.
Yeah, which
Is it
actually
all 80? It's all 80s or
the first one is at least. I don't know about the second and third one, but
okay?
In Search of Darkness 1, you just type it into Google, you'll be able to find it. But yeah, man, it is amazing,
Yeah,
amazing
I'll
documentary.
take your word for it. You always have good recommendations, so I'm
Uh,
I'm excited to watch that.
yeah, dude, fucking amazing. But anyways, what do you say you spin the wheel, Eddie?
Oh, let's do it. Spinning. Ooh, we have Dawn of the Dead
Ah,
next.
this is the original one though from the '70s.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're not doing the 2004 one. We should do that one too. That one's great, but
Yeah.
this is going to be so much fun. The original.
You know why it's gonna be more fun? Because we have Joe Testa joining us.
The boy, the
Yeah,
boy.
our Encyclopedia Joe. I mean, if he says he saw this in theaters, I'd be like, Joe, I don't think you were
With
born.
my grandpa. It's like, geez, your grandpa really took you to a lot of movies.
You weren't even
Like,
born, dude. He's like, no.
no, I'm pretty sure I did.
Well, awesome. Well, I can't wait to talk to him about this and this movie too, man. We really should cover all of the Nightmare on Elm Streets eventually, because
Yeah,
all the Halloweens, all the Fridays. I'm down.
Let's just. I mean, we're not running out of movies right now, so let's just keep these wheels spinning. Let's keep them spinning.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening in, and we will see you tomorrow with Dawn of the Dead.
Woo!